What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about Gervonta Tank Davis. This guy could probably be undefeated by the end of his boxing career. He can go undefeated. Probably nobody can beat him. But I believe maybe these three people, they might have a chance against him. So I'm just gonna name them out, and I'm just gonna explain to you why I believe that these three people could potentially actually beat Gervonta Davis. But I could be wrong. These fights still haven't happened yet, but they could potentially happen in the future. One of them is already going to happen on November. So I'm going to start with my least favorite fighter from the list, Shakur Stevenson. Lots of people online, they're saying that this is the guy that is actually going to beat Gervonta. I don't think so. I don't believe so. Gervonta has the technique, he has the defense, right? But also he has that power that can put somebody down just like that. And Shakur Stevenson, yes, he might have good defense, but the power, the striking, I don't know if it will do any damage to Gervonta Davis. And I don't know if he can keep up with Gervonta Davis for all 12 rounds. I don't know, man. I don't think that's not enough. That's not enough against Tank, man. Tank Davis, he starts out very slow on his fights. If you get to see his fights around round 1 through 5 or so, he's just analyzes his opponent. He purposely loses rounds because he wants to see how his opponents actually hit. He wants to see what they actually do, what scenarios they have gone to try to take him down, and he's able to figure it out around the middle rounds, just like how he did against Frank Martin and even against Ryan Garcia, which I hated that Ryan Garcia lost against him. But yeah, I don't know if that's not enough for Shakur Stevenson to actually secure a win against Tank Davis. If he's able to survive the rounds up to the 12th round and they go by decision, then maybe he can actually beat him. But there is no way that Shakur Stevenson can actually KO Gervonta. I think it's going to be the other way around, and it's going to be very early. So yeah, that's probably one person that can actually defeat Gervonta Davis, but I don't know. I don't think so. Now the second person, I believe that can actually take his O away. It is Inoue. He's a Japanese boxer. As of right now, Inoue, he is in the bantamweight division. I believe that's the 125 weight class. He could potentially go up one day, and actually they can go face to face each other, because Gervonta, he is in the 130th division, so that can potentially happen. But I don't know if Gervonta Davis will want to risk that fight as well, because maybe he is afraid of Inoue in a way. I just rhymed. In a way, he is a very great fighter. I have to admit, man, this guy is very good. His technique is there, and the power is fucking there, man. This guy is insane. He defeated the main guy in his division, and the next one, the one that just came up, he just defeated that man, and damn, he KO'd him, I think, around round 7 or 8 or so. He's a good fighter. Even though he already got dropped on his latest fight that he just had, in a way, he has a chance, man. He has a chance to go up against Gervonta Davis. But will Inoue actually want to fight him? That's the question. Some say that anyway doesn't fight like competitive fighters, but he freaking fights anybody in his division. He tries to fight anybody that he can. Sure, like this is not a very popular division that he's in, and like people are saying that he just only fights bums and stuff. No, man, this guy is good. He just makes almost every single fight look easy, and I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised, man, if he actually gives Gervonta Davis a good fight. That could be potentially a very good fight for Gervonta to test him out. But anyway, he could potentially get caught with a good shot against Tank Davis. It's just that power that Gervonta Davis has, man. That's what makes the difference. So yeah, that's another one. That's another one that I think that could potentially defeat Gervonta Davis. And now the last one. This one is actually confirmed now by Bob Arum. He just said that on November, Gervonta Tank Davis is going to fight Vasily Lomachenko on November of this year. We're going to see, man. We're going to see if this is the fight. If this is the fight that Gervonta Davis is going to lose against a very great fighter. Out of the three fighters that I just mentioned, Shakur, Inoue, Vasily Lomachenko, I think he is the best shot. He is the best one to actually take down Gervonta Tank Davis. You know why I say that? Because of his movement. That movement that he has against his opponents, nobody can catch him. I don't know, man. He just makes it seem so easy. And just like that movement he has, the shots that he connects with his opponents, they're just that good, man. They used to call this guy Nomaschenko because he used to stop almost all of his opponents early. Yeah, or maybe like in the middle rounds. He made them kneel down. He was just that good. But like the one issue that I have is probably maybe his age that could make the difference. If this fight was actually 6 years early, then this would have been one hell of a fight and maybe Tank would have lost. But now, in my opinion, Tank Davis can actually beat Vasily Lomachenko because of the age difference. And also because I believe that Tank is just more accurate with his shots and he has more patience. This guy, man, he's just very patient. Like I said, he focuses on analyzing his opponents around round 1 through 5, and then he tries to take them down round 6 through whichever round that he knocks out his opponents. That's what he does. And I will be surprised if he was able to actually take down Vasily Lomachenko. If he figures him out, then it's game over for Vasily Lomachenko, man. But this guy is very great, man. This is one of my favorite fighters as well for this era of boxing. Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, Canelo, and Tank Davis. These are my 4 main boxers that I do enjoy. And for the heavyweight division, I would say Tyson Fury. Yeah, those are my 5 favorite fighters of this era. Yeah, man. We're going to see how Vasily Lomachenko can actually take Tank Davis' shots. I think he has the chin, man. I have no clue if he has actually been dropped before. I just know that Tank Davis has actually been wobbled. He's been wobbled, but he hasn't really been dropped by his opponent. Like the only other fighter I can think of that they actually gave him a great fight was against Isaac Cruz. He's the second opponent that went with him all 12 rounds. Out of all 30 opponents that he has faced, he was the second one that went 12 rounds with Tank Davis. He gave him a great fight. And that was the very first fight that I saw of Tank. Like even my brother, he told me that, Yeah, this is one of the guys. This is one of the main guys right now in boxing. Like back in 2021, when watching boxing again, this was one of the guys that they were promoting. And so I saw the fight they had with Isaac Cruz. I had to say, to me, Tank Davis did not seem that great because he did get injured on that fight. And to be honest, on that fight, I really thought that it was going to be a draw because Isaac Cruz was actually getting good shots at Tank Davis. But some people say that Tank Davis was actually getting the better shots with just only one hand. His left hand, he was injured. He was just trying his best to try to actually avoid those shots. And he was doing a good job, but I will call that fight a draw. But they still gave it to Tank Davis. That was the second fight that went to a decision win for Tank. And Isaac Cruz did give him a good fight. But will we ever see that fight ever again? A rematch against each other? That will be a good fight, but as of right now, I saw something online saying that Shakur Stevenson and Isaac Cruz, they're going to fight. So that is going to be a great fight between Shakur Stevenson and Isaac Cruz. We're going to see if either one of these two can actually face-to-face Tank Davis next. Shakur Stevenson has that defense, almost like Mayweather in a way. And Isaac Cruz, he has like that Mike Tyson focus. He was very aggressive and goes for the KO win. It's going to be a good fight. We're going to see, man. We're going to see if Isaac Cruz can actually beat Shakur Stevenson. And to be honest, I am going for a Cruz to win that fight against Shakur Stevenson. That dude, he likes to talk a lot. More than Haney, which I do not like. Yeah. To be honest, on his fights, Shakur Stevenson, they're saying that recently his fights are so boring. There were like people actually just exiting the stadium, and he was around round 12 on his latest fights. Like people were just done with him. They just had enough watching his fights because, quote unquote, they say that it's boring. Like his fights are so boring. You know who else's fights were boring, but they maintained the record without ever losing? Floyd Mayweather. When he face-to-face Manny Pacquiao, man, was I going for Manny for the win, man. I really wanted Manny Pacquiao to defeat this man so badly, but it didn't go his way. I'm not comparing Shakur to Mayweather. There's just no way. Not right now. Not right now. If he does beat Tank, then yeah. Then probably, yeah, you can compare him to Mayweather right then and there. But as of right now, he hasn't really fought a very credible fighter. But this fight against Isaac Cruz, that's a very good fighter. And we will see if he can actually take the pressure against a great fighter. Shakur Stevenson has the chance to prove to the world that he can actually take down one of the best fighters right now, Isaac Cruz. Will he be able to do it? Maybe not, or maybe yeah. And yep, those are all the three guys that could potentially defeat Gervonta Davis. If these three fighters cannot beat Tank Davis, then nobody else can. Yeah, those are the three main guys, in my opinion, that have a chance against Tank. But anybody else, like I thought that maybe Ryan Garcia if they had a rematch. But like as of right now, Ryan Garcia is just out of control. He's like recently I saw something on Twitter saying that he was just getting rehab. He was like saying racial slurs. He got banned again. The guy, he just needs to stay out of social media. That's like his biggest downfall. He's just, I guess like he focuses more on the likes, on the fame, and that's what kills him, man. That's what drives him insane. He needs to focus on his boxing. He needs to be like, in a way, like Canelo. Be like him. Yes, post your stuff on social media, but don't pay attention to the comments. Just leave it as it is, man. Do not reply to the trolls. And that's like his biggest downfall. He just focuses on like trying to get everybody to like him. I think that's his main issue. Yes, he's very young, but he needs to learn, man. He needs to learn how to take negativity and move on. Take the negative and make it to a positive, dude. And that's like his biggest downfall. I don't even know if they were going to have him come back to boxing because of the racial slurs and also because he's banned, like a 1-year ban. I don't know if it's forever now. I really have no idea if he's ever able to come back to boxing. That's the thing. But like with his fame, I don't know, maybe they might let him come back, but it's very difficult to tell. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Ryan. But yeah, that's like my advice to him. Just focus on your boxing, dude. Do not focus on the freaking comments. Just do you. Do you, and just let the people talk. Just let the people talk. Let the fans talk. Let the haters talk. Focus on your stuff. That's my advice to him. And yeah, man. Like I said, he could have had a good shot against Tank Davis on the rematch, but so right now, I don't even know if he's going to have that fight because of what happened to him. Those 3 fighters that I mentioned could potentially have the chance to beat Tank Davis. But other than them, I don't know, man. I don't know if the other guys can actually defeat him or not. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did made it this far, make sure to actually subscribe to the channel and also follow me on my social medias. Links are in the description below. Make sure to actually recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about combat sports. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Again, thank you so much for listening. Take care and live to the fullest. Bye.